And now on Showbiz India, it is indeed my pleasure to welcome Freida Pinto to Los Angeles and to Showbiz India.
Thank you.
Now tell me, of course, it's a much asked question, but after 4 Golden Globes, 10 Oscar nominations, 2 SAG nominations, 1 win, how do you keep your head straight through all this?
I think the reality of the entire situation is just about hitting me now, but it hasn't sunk in really, to be honest. But now that it's kind of become a drill, you know, in the sense like, okay, you pack your bags, you go to LA, you do this press and publicity, I'm kind of understanding what's happening. It's this massive Alice in Wonderland effect for me, because every time I walk onto the red carpet, there are these big stars who have, you know, literally hoping I would meet, you know, sometime in my life. And I finally get to meet them, and they come up to you and they tell you how much they love the film and how much they loved the dance and the song and dance at the end of it, and it just makes you feel extremely special.
Speaking of, you were on Ryan Seacrest, which is obviously on Kiss FM, a very, very popular show, and I happened to hear his comments about you right afterwards, which he said that you were the prettiest girl he's ever met in his life, and he said, and I've been on a lot of red carpets, which he has, obviously, and he said, and I think she's the prettiest girl. And then of course Ellen teased him and said, are you going to go to India behind her? So how do you feel?
Oh, I didn't know he said that. That's really sweet of him. I mean, Ryan Seacrest is big in India. He probably doesn't know this.
Oh, he's a superstar.
He is a superstar, and American Idol is big in India. His shows are big in India, so everyone knows who Ryan Seacrest is. So he was quite surprised when I told him that. He just needs to come to India, and I'd be really scared for him, because he'd have the female fans, probably even male fans, you never know, just running all over the place, not even letting him, you know, rest and just enjoy his time in India. So I'd be really fearful for that.
Now tell me, when you heard that you won Best Cast Ensemble at the SAG Awards, that minute, what did you feel?
No, I didn't believe it. I didn't believe it, which is why I just put my head down and like, think about it. Think about what was just said. Anthony Hopkins just said, "Slumdog Millionaire," and I really didn't believe it. So when it was announced that Slumdog did win the ensemble cast, it was unreal. I went up the stage, onto the stage, and I was like, really? They actually won the award? And then I felt really happy, because when I went backstage, I realized, first we thought it was just going to be one award that was probably going to rotate, and I don't know how that was going to happen because we have so many people in the film. But when I went backstage, I realized that every kid was going to get their own award. And that made me feel really happy, because these kids deserve it. You know, they have not been part of the press and publicity, obviously, because of school and education and things like that. And now finally they can have their own SAG award and look at it every morning and say, I was part of Slumdog Millionaire.
Seems like you are living a dream, you know, for a young girl who chose to debut in Hollywood instead of Bollywood. Did you ever consider Bollywood before this?
Well, I was just looking for a good script, because I remember going in for a couple of auditions and just not feeling right about it. You know, just my heart was not into it. So when Slumdog happened, I remember 4 months after auditioning, I got obsessed with it, and I was like, at that point in time, it didn't matter that it was a Hollywood script or and I wasn't even thinking that was going to be considered to be a Hollywood script, you know, a Hollywood film at that point in time.
So how did you hear about this?
Through an open casting call. Loveleen Tandon, the casting director of the film, she happened to call various agencies and happened to call my agency as well. And I went in for the audition because it was a Danny Boyle film, and I was like, you know, I don't care if it's a 1-minute role or a 10-minute role, I'm just going for it. So I went in for the audition, just fell in love with the script, and made it my, you know, my ultimate goal. I have to get this. So yeah, I auditioned for 6 months, and then I got the part. That's
wonderful. And are you aware that you were the most Googled face in 2008?
I think someone told me that,
yeah.
And I couldn't believe that either. I mean, these are things that don't happen to a middle-class suburban Bombay girl, you know.
Of course they do.
So yeah, I mean,
it's the magic of cinema.
I hope I can kind of encourage other girls to go out there and live their dream as well. So honestly, all of this is just one big blessing.